Shield breaker's ready. It's go time, group.
Taking damage.
What's good? I go to the name Dope Son. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back to the channel if you're an OG. Now today, we got something special for you, okay? We're playing Highguard. Now this game had no marketing, no nothing on it. I didn't even know it dropped until today because of TikTok. Now this is apparently some of the developers at Apex had their hands in the pot of making this game. So this might be the new 3v3 capture the flag / shooter, because that's basically what it is. It's a hero shooter with mounts, basically. There are a couple of different roles, of course. You got your assault people, you know, their abilities orient around attacking. You got defensive, where it's kind of like blocking stuff off or building walls or something like that. You also got your supports, which is only one support at the moment. I'm sure they'll add more people later on. You see how big the screen is, which gives you shields, stuff of that matter. But every hero is unique and different from what I've seen, and playstyle can, you know, kind of be iffy and correspond with so on and so forth. But like I said, this is a hero shooter, but there also are mounts in the game. Now, so far, you got 4 different options that you can pick from. You have the default horse, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a default horse. You have a bear, which is my favorite out of the groups of people you can pick. You also have a griffin and a panther. So these are the ones that you can choose from so far. You have the horse, the panther, and the bear free. You know, by default skins, you just get it on it and equip it. They all do the same exact thing. They're literally just cosmetics. So no matter which one you pick, it's only just for look-wise. So you don't have to worry about one getting more speed or nothing like that. There is a facade of guns so far. You got your assault rifles, your SMGs, your revolvers, your magnums, and of course then you got your breaching tools, which I'm going to talk about that as we get into the game, because again, this is my first game actually playing it. So I'm going to let this flush out, and then I'll probably upload like another video sometime later on, whatever the case may be. But when you first get into the game, obviously it's the hero selection, you know, this, that, and the other. I went with Una, which she's a defensive, because I like that she had summoning pets. Basically, when she summons one of her pets, one of them throw concussion grenades, and her ultimate is that big ass dude, which I didn't even get to use it like that in this match. So I can't even tell you what he does. But there also is a passive ability where she'll randomly get loot from one of her pets. Like they'll just summon next to you or whatever the case may be. But before you load into the game, obviously everybody has their unique introduction and this, that, and the other with them playing with whatever their specialty is. And then it's going to throw you in butt naked nasty. Now, once you're actually in the game, you have a minute to basically reinforce your base. Now, each one of these walls can be breached, aka broken through. Some heroes have abilities to basically destroy walls by themselves, and otherwise you'll need a raider tool. If you look on the bottom right of my screen, I have a rocket launcher. Now, to buy ammo, you have to go to a trader. But I'll get into that in just a second. I know it's going to be a lot going on. You can see A, B around like the little base and like a core icon. Think of these like the fortress's hearts. If the enemy destroys these, we lose. It's pretty much as simple as that is, in all honesty. Or if they basically breach the big boy, which is the one with the stone on it, that's an immediate victory. So if they blow that up, they win off the bat. So then you don't have to blow up 2 different generators if you go for the big boy. So after that period is done with, then you'll hit the gearing up section. As you can see, there are going to be chests around the map that you can pick up. Each has different stuff in them. As you can see, like that one has a zip line that I can use instead of a rocket launcher. That will replace my breaching tool. They also have a hammer that you can use to bust walls. But this is the mount system, obviously, that I was talking about. You can summon your mount. For me, I'm on console, or PlayStation to be specific. So for me, it's double tapping X. But this is how you're going to traverse around the maps, and then you have these crystals. Now, there is like a little, I'm going to call it a mini game or a timing that you have to do for your melee attacks to destroy stuff faster. But around the map, you can break these. I forgot what they call them, but they're crystals. Or Vesper. There you go, Vesper. They're called Vesper. And breaking these, you can go to the traders around like the map, which as you can see here, boom. And then you can upgrade your guns, you can buy new guns, you can upgrade your helmets and your saddle in order to go faster. As well as like grenade cooldown, so on and so forth. You know, basically just minor buffs to your character, so on and so forth. As the match goes on, in those containers that I mentioned earlier, you can find shields to upgrade. Now, in this gear up section, the base opens up completely. So you can run completely to their base if you wanted to and attack them. It's really up to you. But like I said, the Vespers are literally all around the map, and if one of your teammates go down, then you can revive them. But let's talk about the main mechanic. As you see here, it says stop the siege breaker. The siege breaker is basically the Excalibur sword, aka a bomb. I'm just gonna call it that. That randomly spawns throughout the map. It'll tell you where it's gonna be at, so on and so forth. Whichever team has this shield breaker, aka the bomb, you need this to penetrate the enemy team's base. Okay. And then obviously, if you played any capture the flag and or search and destroy game, you know that you have to take said item to the base to destroy it. Now, there are these blue and red orbs. Red obviously is the enemy team's, blue is yours. If your ally goes down or your teammate goes down and their orb doesn't get destroyed, because obviously you've seen here we just destroyed the red orbs, basically means that's your revival system. So if your orb gets destroyed, then you have to wait the full cooldown before you can respawn again at a chosen location. Now, they do have like 3 different teleport locations you can do, unless a raid starts, which as you can see here, because they took that shield breaker, which again, like I said, it was like the fortress opener, they put it inside the wall, so now it's going to get breached into. Now, this takes a couple seconds to do, but they have to wait for the wall to actually open up, and then they can actually attack inside, which, if you remember earlier when the video first started, we've reinforced the walls to make this process harder, because you can actually break the walls with a melee tool, or if they're reinforced, then you'll have to actually use the raider tool, which in my case is the rocket launcher that I told y'all in the beginning. There's also regular bombs that you can buy to breach through said walls, and there's a sledgehammer. I personally haven't used a sledgehammer, so I don't know exactly how that works, but I'm pretty sure you just beat shit out the wall like a regular melee, which obviously eventually will end up destroying the wall. I believe it takes like probably 3 hits. Most of the other like explosives are 2 hits, so it might be 2 or 3 hits. But with that being said, if you're on the defending side, once you kill all of your attackers, which as you can see, the life again is at the top right, so you can see how many lives they have left, and like that little white bar under will go down, basically as an indicator to kind of tell you what's going on, so on and so forth. Now, if you're on the receiving end, the same rules still apply, but it's a little different, because the defenders can die as many times as it takes you to basically destroy the base, and or you just die and fail. Now, like I did mention, you do have to basically plant a bomb at each one of these points unless you go for the gem, which is like the heart of the core. You can think of it like that. So the heart is an immediate victory, or you have to destroy the 2 generators, which each is worth 50 points, I believe. So let's say you were attacking, you know, instead of defending. Now, the defenders have unlimited respawns. Of course, there's a time to it. I think it is, what was it 10 to 13 seconds or 10 to 16, something like that. I really wasn't paying attention. But they do have a reset timer for it. And then once the raid is ending, it'll say, hey, raid is ending soon, out of lives, whatever. And the siege tower will completely disappear. And then, of course, the RNG system starts again. You have your gear up time, which I'm not going to really make y'all watch through this. And then once the gear up time is over, you'll see the shield breaker is forming. Now, like I told you before, it does tell you the location of where it's spawning. And then it's whoever basically grabs it first. Now, you can take the shield breaker from the opposite team. Like I said, if you ever play Capture the Flag, it's the same exact rules. You kill them, they drop the flag, and you take it from them. That simple. Now, a side mechanic that I don't think I mentioned already is on the mount. Obviously, you can deploy your mount at any time, almost anywhere, unless you're inside of the enemy's base. This is pretty much the only time you can't deploy the actual mount itself. But you can use the mount to sit on to kind of give you a little bit more leverage. You can get shot off the mount, and once you're shot off it, it will have like a slight cooldown from what the game said. Again, this never happened to me, as in I've shot somebody on a mount and done a little bit of damage, so I'm pretty sure there's just a threshold to how much damage they can take before the mount is just canceled. Kind of like you've seen there. But you're just going to take my word for it. As well as on the mount too, you can jump. That should have been self-explanatory. But if you press X, like I said, the same thing. But once you acquire a shield breaker, as I got here, you just take it straight to the enemy base, which I'm going to let this full process play out just so y'all can see what it's like on the returning end. This is going to be a longer-ish video. Like I said, this was my first game, so I didn't wipe them up that quick. But I did want y'all to see like the full actual system of how this game goes. Because, like I said, it's free to play, so I'm sure if y'all haven't tried like a hero shooter, or I'm sure damn near everybody watching this video have seen this game, or like played a part of a hero shooter, then I would definitely recommend trying it. Because, hey, it's free. What do you got to lose? But either way, you can see there's a little timer before they actually initialize, like you actually being able to break into the base, which is at the top. Boom. Raid starting. And something else I want to mention, you can actually sit on top of this little raid machine. If you find somewhere to jump on, you can jump on the actual, like the ledge of it itself. And like I said, this acts as a spawn system, so I think I died somewhere in this clip. So you'll see me being able to pick like my spawn system, so on and so forth. But boom, this is where we actually get a chance to demonstrate how the raider tools and everything else works. So, if you don't mind, I'm trying my hardest out here to kill people and got my ass clinked the fuck up. So they're gonna destroy our orbs, and because they destroyed the orbs, we got 15 seconds to respawn. So I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Now, I did not mention this, but there is actually a shop system for the raiders after they die. They can buy more explosives, upgrade their guns, their mount saddles, so on and so forth. Kind of just a chance to upgrade, you know, while you're breaching. Now, I don't know if I actually use a raid tool or not, but as you can see the front door, we ended up breaching it through explosives. We're planting the bombs. You can be shot, obviously, while you're planting the bombs, as well as once you plant it, you just defend it, because the only way to disable it is for the defenders to actually walk up to it and dismantle it the same way that you actually planted it. And of course, you can see the timer at the top that tells you how long you have to defend it. And most importantly, you can only plant one bomb at a time. Now, I don't know if they plan on changing this or if this is just something they're going to end up keeping, but you can only plant one bomb at a time. So keep that in mind. You can't split push, so to, you know, theoretically or nothing like that. And another little quick mechanic, I guess you can call it that, is after you kill somebody, if you destroy their orb, it instantly recharges your health. Otherwise, it recharges by itself over time. So there is no health packs or nothing like that in this game. As far as I've seen, it's just like a regen timer. But yeah, that's pretty much all the gameplay mechanics, quote unquote. As far as what you're going to be doing in the game, it's pretty much a big time loop of attacking, grabbing, defending, repeat, kill, you know, so on and so forth. Me personally, I think this game pretty alright. It's a nice breath of fresh air, so to speak, because y'all know I played Apex heavy back in the day. I was a demon, but I got tired of the bullshit of that game, so I don't even play Apex no more. So if you were good at Apex, you're probably gonna be good in this game. It's the same movement tech as far as sliding and jumping and stuff like that. Some heroes have movement speed increases, so like the assassin, for example, once you go invisible, you can kind of slide jump, which I think I did that in the other clip. Like I said, I'll put that up sometime. Hopefully even next week, or you'll see it on like the weekend. It'll be like a random upload or something like that, or whatever the case may be. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this next part because it is another, like I said, preparing gear up phase where you got a chance to destroy crystals, so on and so forth. But this is going to be the final interaction that we have, because you can find gold armors and stuff in the chest. I think I already said that too in the beginning. So far, it looks like the golds or the yellows, the legendaries, are the highest you can go to. There is no further tier as far as that goes. But after he grabs it, it basically turns into a TDM. Because we can even break in and raid, or as they die, if we wipe them all off the map, then it's just over with. Like, again, I don't know what triggered this mechanic, but it just kind of is what it is. Maybe it's respawning tokens or something like that, because the game, you know, was going on for so long. Again, can't really tell you, but this was the end of the game. Y'all let me know in the comments, do y'all think this is going to last? First of all, how long do you think it's going to last? And are y'all going to try it? Is this something that looks interesting, y'all? Are y'all happy about the mount system? Does it look, you know, intriguing? And by the way, for my first game, y'all see these stats? I was out here going crazy. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, though, I go by the name Dope Son. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Dope's back again. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Let me know some. And subscribe if you want to see more of me. I'm out of here. Peace.